What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Hope you guys are having a badass day. Sorry I haven't been making any videos. I know it's been a while. It's been like at least 2 weeks, and sorry about that. I just haven't had the time to make any videos, and I've just been really busy. But anyways, on today's video I want to talk about homemade tools. These tools that I've made since I've been working at the place that I work, and they've made my job a lot easier and didn't have to spend too much money on the actual tool from the tool truck. So that's why I ended up making my own on these. But anyways, the first tool that I've made was this. It's a 5/8. It's a Pittsburgh 5/8. I ended up cutting the socket in half so I could use it to adjust clutches on the trucks that I work on. The reason I had to cut it is because there's a grease fitting inside the transmission to grease the pilot bearing and the clutch brake, or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, I ended up cutting it so I had enough clearance to clear the grease fitting so I could put my ratchet and adjust the clutch. And so I've used it a lot. I hate adjusting clutches just because it's really greasy, but I mean, this thing works out pretty good. The other thing that I made was this. I used this Craftsman. I think it's a 17 millimeter, and I cut 2 lines or 2 holes on each side, and I used this to take off those butterfly bolts on the steps on the trucks that I work on. Because I don't like using the pliers. They take forever, and I can just put my gun and take these out pretty fast. It works pretty good. I haven't had any problems with it, so I'm happy that I made it, because the Matco guy sells something similar to this for about, I think it was like $30. So screw that, and I found this socket and I ended up just cutting the holes, and it works just fine. The third thing that I made was this. I have 2 of these, but these are the glad hand seals or glad hand lines. I use these to block off the lines so I could find air leaks on the lines when I release the trailer brakes. It comes in handy because you can find air leaks that you won't normally hear if the truck is just parked. You have to actually hit the trailer brake, and then you'll be able to hear if there's any leaks. So I have 2 of these, and I ended up closing one side, and it makes it so I can release the brakes and make it so I could hear any leaks that are coming from the lines. The fourth thing that I made was this socket tray. I ended up making my own. I use a cookie sheet, and these are Harbor Freight rails, or some of them are. Some of them, like this one right here, I found, and there's another one that I found. Oh, this one too. But all of these are socket rails from Harbor Freight. So I paid like $2 for them, and I used a 20% coupon, so it was really cheap. I can't remember how much I paid for it. But for the cookie sheet tray, I ended up paying like about $2 for it at Walmart. So I thought it was a pretty good deal. I ended up picking it up. And how I have them are these rivets. I bought a rivet gun for work, so I ended up using the rivet gun, and these are loose, but these are pretty tight. I need to use bigger rivets on these, but most of them are pretty sturdy. These are the ones that I did at work with the rivets that they have at work. So these are better quality rivets, and these are rivets that I bought from Harbor Freight. But yeah, as you can see, they're a little bit wobbly, but I mean, they still hold pretty good. So I'm not too worried about it. I'll probably just drill another hole somewhere around here and put another rivet so it's not as wobbly. But as you can see, I left the center right here so I could put my impact guns or some random sockets. I think it looks pretty good. I didn't want to spend. I think the guy was selling them for about $30, so I ended up just making my own. I'm pretty happy with it so far. So the fifth thing that I've done was this coolant pressure tester that I use for the trucks at work, and I just screwed this cap on, and this is a pressure relief purge valve, or whatever you want to call it, and it goes on the side of the tank or the reservoir, and whenever it reaches 15 psi, the stock one, it starts leaking out of this. So I ended up just crushing and burning the tip so it would hold pressure, and then I ended up just making this from fittings that I found at work. I bought this from Lowe's, the little valve, and the regulator is a Husky regulator, and I've never go past 20 psi. I usually just do it at 15 just because that's what it's rated for. I don't want to go over that. So when I hit 15 psi on the regulator, I just shut it off and shut off the regulator, and it's been working pretty good actually. I'm happy that I made it as well, just because I didn't want to pay 200 and almost 300 bucks for one of these you can buy at the tool truck. So yeah, I ended up making this because I didn't want to pay that much. But yeah, those are the 5 tools that I've made to make my job easier, and so I could save a little bit of money. I know some of these aren't the best like looking tools, but I mean they work for me, and like I said, I'd rather them work fine than have me having to spend too much money on these tools where I could just make them myself. But anyways, if you guys like the video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about any of the homemade tools that I have here, let me know in the comment section. I'll get back to you. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for the support as well. And that's everything I have to say. So thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.